Alright guys, I got a lot of stuff to address. I know it's been a little bit, this video's a little late, but that's how it goes sometimes. So, we got a big game tonight, and we had a big game on Saturday. So I'm going to talk about those two things in this video, just grind through it real quick. Let's start with the big game last week, which I haven't talked about yet. But Saturday night, Washington Huskies rolled into Arizona, and I didn't make a video after the game, obviously, right after, because it was late. And you know, why would I want to do that? I would have been pretty pissed off in that video because there was a lot of stuff in that game that would have to discourage you if you're a Washington Huskies fan expecting big things from the team this year. In some areas, we looked great, but in others, we looked completely overmatched. We didn't even look bad. We just looked like we can't compete. We looked non-competitive in some areas. So the positives from that game, the running game, Gaskin was not very good. I think he got hurt at one point and tried to play injured. It didn't go well. So Lavon Coleman came in and had as good a game as he ever has had. So that's great to see. We got two productive running backs. We ran for nearly 350 yards, over 350 yards. And that's great. Our defense was wonderful at stopping the pass. Although I can't even give them too much credit for that, given that Arizona is playing with their backup quarterback who cannot run. I'm sorry, cannot pass, is mostly a running quarterback. So, grain of salt, but there it is. Those two things, great. But, and this is why I don't want to give the defense really any kind of credit, because it was absolutely pathetic throughout huge parts of that game, the way the defense was playing. We were playing a team that cannot pass the ball. They had one big pass the whole game. That was the Shun Brown one where we had him for a sack. The guy let him go, and then he threw it down the field, kind of a Hail Mary jump ball, and we had the opportunity to at least knock it down, and I believe it was third down and long or fourth down and long, so blew it, and we gave up a 54-yard completion that, you know, that sequence could have easily cost us the game. But other than that, they could not pass the ball all game. So what do we get from the run defense? They run all over us about as bad as we ran all over them. Brandon Dawkins had two long touchdown runs. Pretty embarrassing. Bad angles, bad tackling, bad effort. Both those runs were pathetic. J.J. Taylor, their running back, had a good game as well. We just got absolutely run over, and it's by a team that had very little going on for them in the passing game. So it's tough for me to consolidate that with the fact that this team is supposed to be elite this year. This is the number 9 team in the nation. We actually won a game on the road and fell one rank because we looked so bad in some areas. And for the good part of the fourth quarter of that game, when we could not put this game away and we let Arizona tie it, I was livid. I was absolutely livid. I mean, the worst obviously was the Hail Mary play, but throughout this game, we just could not stop the run for shit. Tackling was bad. The scheme was bad. Angles were bad. People were never in the right place. And this is not some great Arizona team. They're okay. They're a lot better than the teams we played the first 3 weeks. They're just okay. So if this is what they can do to us, and I know Arizona, with the way their team is made up right now, might be one of the better running teams in the nation, but this was it was pathetic, and we came very close to losing this game. So I can't say anything but bad things about the defense. I mean, all those guys right now need to reevaluate the way they're doing things and make sure that that doesn't happen again, because there are better teams out there that will do whatever the hell they want to you for 60 minutes and beat you if you play like that. So that was very discouraging, but it didn't hurt us yet. We're 4-0, won in overtime. Got to get better. And even beyond that, I mean, Jake Browning played okay. He looked kind of like he did last year in that he was very safe. He was very, didn't make a lot of big plays, but played decently. Got to get rid of the damn ball. You got to get rid of the football, though. He took so many sacks in this game where he was just standing back there for extended periods of time where, as a quarterback, you just have to know it's time to get the ball out. The kicker, Van Winkle, he missed 2 field goals in this game. At least one of them was very makeable. So I don't know where he is right now, but you got to figure you're going to need a reliable kicker at some point this season. So I'm not feeling great about that. Team was sloppy offensively in some parts. There were a lot of penalties. There was a false start on the offensive line on a 4th and 1 on the first drive of the game that we had converted. So that basically was a turnover. There were other holding penalties on the offense. It was a sloppy game, and I don't know. It kind of discourages me a little bit, but we did win, and it can all go away if we play well tonight. So let me get to tonight real quick. Less than 2 hours away from kickoff, Stanford Cardinals coming in, playing the Huskies, top 10 matchup. It's one of the most important games for this college in recent memory. I can't remember a bigger one. We haven't been in the top 10 in a very long time, so it doesn't get much bigger than this. Stanford's been good for several years now, basically ever since Andrew Luck and Jim Harbaugh got there. And they're 3-0 this year, too. They've done everything they're supposed to do. Looking at them, this is a team with a very, very good defense. They've allowed a total of 36 points through 3 games. They played some decent teams, Kansas State. I mean, who knows? But USC and UCLA, they're not terrible teams. USC might be bad this year, but I don't think they're like a bottom tier team. They're just a standard bad team at worst. So they haven't played anybody great yet either, but they seem to be a hard-nosed team that likes to just run the ball on you. They like to run the ball and play good defense. I mean, if you look at their offense, it is Christian McCaffrey and not a hell of a lot else. They got a quarterback that averages like 140 passing yards a game. He's just a game manager. He's just okay. Ryan Burns, not much special about that guy. He's just a guy right now. But Christian McCaffrey has 600 all-purpose yards so far this season. He runs the ball. He catches the ball. He's one of the best players in the entire country, and he alone is good enough to make your offense very potent. Stanford hasn't scored a ton of points this year, obviously, because they've played more game management type football. They want to run the ball, they want to play good defense, and they want to win manageable scoring games. They don't want to put up 50 points every week. So, to me, this is an opportunity to show that the run defense is better than it was last week because, hey, we were playing an Arizona team that didn't pass the ball very much. Although they, by necessity, more or less, because they had their backup quarterback in, and they killed us on the ground. If we play like that this week, Christian McCaffrey might break some records on us. So, gotta figure it out, because this is a team that year in and year out has a very good offensive line, and they play smash-mouth football, they run the ball, and this year's no exception. They might have the best running attack that they've ever had with I think, senior or junior Christian McCaffrey. So we're going to learn a lot about what these guys actually are, because if we play good tonight and win, last week becomes kind of an aberration, but if we give up another 300 yards on the ground in this game tonight, then maybe that's just who we are. So we're going to learn a lot. And offensively, it's just going to be a battle. It's going to be tough. I mean, this Stanford team has a very good defense. They're no joke. They've done good things against every team they played so far. Maybe we have the best offense they played all year, but even still, it's not going to be fun. So, offensive line needs to play well, or else nothing else is going to be able to happen. Hopefully, Myles Gaskin is healthy 100%, but if not, hey, Levon Coleman's playing really good right now. So, one way or another, we should be able to get production out of that running back spot. And hey, it's the biggest game of Jake Browning's career. It's interesting test to see which way he's going to go in his career. Is he a future Heisman contender, or is he just another decent quarterback? We won't know, at least for a few more games this year, I think, but these are the kinds of games where you can kind of start taking the temperature of that. So I don't know. I know we're favored. We probably should win. It's at home. It's the biggest game we've had in decades, but it's tough. I mean, this is the kind of game where you'll probably be within one score at the end, and it just comes to down to whether or not you can execute at the end. All right, guys. I'll see you after the game. Maybe tonight, maybe not, but I will be talking about this game. See ya.